What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be taking a look at one of the attacks from our most recent 5v5 war against KMG in the WCL 5v5 division. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but as you can see, we ended up getting the victory, and it was really one-sided. We only got 2 triples, but we had like a couple time fails. But instead of doing a traditional recap, I'm going to be taking a look at one of the attacks done by Bad Boy here, because I've had quite a few of my subscribers asking me for like a pretty in-depth like how to Lalo kind of video, right? So we're going to be taking a look at the Lalo that Bad Boy did, but we're not going to be taking a look at it as a traditional recap. I'm going to be kind of explaining the attack as it goes through. Number of loons that he's dropping, why he's dropping loons there, what the pathing for the loons look like, ranking the defensive buildings, kind of 1 through 5 on what you're trying to get with your Sui, what you're trying to get with your initial Lalo, why are you coming in from what direction, things like that. So we're gonna do like a very in-depth, thorough breakdown of the basics of what makes Lalo so strong. So before we get into it, I just want to say thank you guys for joining. Thank you for subscribing. Subscribership is just going up and up and up, and I really appreciate it. We're really climbing, and it's all due to your support and the support I'm getting from my clanmates and from my wife. So really appreciate that. Make sure you continue to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video with your friends and your clanmates. And join my Discord server. The link is in the description of the video, and I believe it's also in the About Me section of my YouTube channel. So go ahead and join there. Get in contact with some of my base builders. Get in contact with me, some other guys in the competitive scene, and just keep it rocking and rolling, and keep doing what you're doing. All right, so Kings of the Deep. Like I said, it's pretty one-sided affair here. We're going to be taking a look at Bad Boy's hit on base number 4. All right, so the first thing that is going to jump out as like super obvious here, and it's kind of, I'm not going to be really discussing the zap portion of the attack, because obviously the zap portion of the attack is going to be really OP, right? Because you can get the Queen, the RC, the Inferno, the Sweeper, and the CC all in one zap, and that's just a huge base building no-go. Like right here in this area, you can zap all this at once, and he's going to do that. Obviously, you're going to take advantage of what's weak in the base, but that is not what we're going to be covering, because I've already kind of covered that twice on the channel, and that's not what my goal is for this video. So we're going to start off with zapping this portion of the base. Obviously, take what you can get, but what I want you guys to kind of focus on is what taking out this portion of the base opens up. It pretty much makes it a traditional ring base. And if you look at the way the base is set up with kind of an empty core, you have this natural ring that goes just around the base, right? So a buddy of mine, he did a very in-depth Lalo or Zap Lalo breakdown, and he talked about breaking the donut, and this is on Lexnos's video, so go check that out if you want to learn from one of the best players in the game. He does a super in-depth Zap Lalo breakdown, so great content right there. Make sure you check it out. But breaking the donut, and basically what he's talking about is when you zap the core of a base like this, you're essentially converting this semi-anti-3 base into a ring base, right? So you have to find an area where you can chunk out that donut and then Lalo in from the opposite side, right? So it's going to be something like this. This is going to be like the initial Lalo plan, and the pathing is going to be through here, around here, and then through to the bottom. And that's what Bad Boy is going to be taking advantage of. So let's get down to the basics. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of carve out this section of the base. Just do a little diamond right here, and then, or a triangle, not a diamond. And then look at what we have left. So as far as ranking buildings on a scale of what's important and what's most important for Lalo, obviously the heroes and the CC are the biggest deal for a Lalo, because if you don't deal with the CC and if you don't deal with the healers, or the Royal Champ and the enemy Archer Queen, you're going to be dealing with that with your loons, and that just doesn't work out, right? It never has worked, never will work. Unless it's like a Lava Hound and a couple loons or something like that, you're just not going to be able to deal with it. Obviously, a triple ice golem or a hound ice golem, you're not going to have to worry about it. But no one's really running that in defensive clan castles anymore. So that's number one. Heroes and CC, kind of clump them into one. Anything that's like an air targeting troop, not just a building, but an air targeting troop, is going to be number one. Because your loons have no way of actually taking those buildings down. Now, big number two here, obviously on the town hall. Town hall, if you don't get the town hall down, all your loons die. If you don't have the warden tome, so that's going to be number two. That's something that you have to plan for. Number three, going to be taking a look at the scatter shots. So 3 here, and then after that, the eagle is almost a tied for number 3, because while a scatter shot does more initial damage, like it does more devastating damage on a pack of loons as they travel in, because it shoots a lot faster and it can take down loons a lot faster. However, doing a Lalo through a base and leaving the eagle up, eventually the eagle will just wear you down. It's like a attrition defense. So I put it at number 4 just because it's not as immediate. You can kind of tome to get through the rest of the base and then to the eagle like halfway through. But it's best to always get that down early. But scatter shots are more detrimental because of the effect that they can have on a pack of loons, in my opinion, immediately as you fly in, right? So like I said, eagle is more of an attrition. The scatter shot is more of like a rapid fire, mass casualty producing defense. All right, so after that, you're going to kind of toss up between the Inferno Towers and the Expos. Wizard Towers are obviously a big deal against Loons, but there's a lot of different ways you can take down Wizard Towers. There's not a lot of different ways you could take down Inferno Towers. And the reason why I kind of clumped them up with the Expos, I'd say all of these would be a close 5. So 5 for the Expos, 5 for the Wizard Towers. Now sweepers, you can't Lalo if you have like the sweeper positioning is too good. So there's nothing you can really do about that. It just comes down to base rating. But as far as the number 5 buildings, number 1, they all have very high HP. So Expos, Infernos, and Wizard Towers all are going to take more than 4 balloons to drop to kill them in one hit. And when I say more than 4, ideally you want 5. So I believe it takes 5 balloons all dropping on an Inferno Tower to kill it in one hit. You're not going to get it down in one hit. And that's kind of what you're looking for on a Lalo, is getting one group of loons on top of a building, taking it down, and simultaneously having that happen in a wave through the base. So that's how I rank the bases. That's how I rank the defenses. And those are kind of like the priority targets. So when I'm talking about doing a Sui Lalo, I want to make sure that I'm doing a Sui in kind of those orders of precedence. Like the Sui has to unlock something that allows me to get those key buildings down. And obviously on this base, we're going to zap the number 1 section, which is also going to net us a sweeper. So that's good. You know, you zap the queen, the RC, the CC, and a sweeper. Takes out everything that's in my number 1 category. Now, number 2 you have to look at is the town hall. Preferably to Sui for the town hall, just because it frees you up to use your warden tome to get through something like a scatter shot or the eagle artillery, right? So everyone knows what the town hall does. It's no secret, but you're not going to engage it with loons until it's already a defense. So it's best to deal with that with your heroes if possible. Now, if you look on this base, the number 2 and one of the number 3s and one of the number 5s is like right on top of each other. So this is the ideal area to Sui your heroes in. And also what you're looking at when you do your Sui is, what does the base look like after my Sui is done? So if I'm going to net all 3 of these buildings on a Sui with my king and my queen, then it kind of stands to reason that I'm going to have to take down this cannon next to this wizard tower. I'm going to have to take down this scatter shot, and I'm going to have to take down this archer tower along with this town hall, right? So that kind of nets me a bunch of, not that they're unimportant, but less important buildings. Now, the air defenses, they do damage on a Lalo, don't get me wrong. They do a lot of work against hounds. However, air defense positioning is more read as an anchor point for your Lalo, right? So I'm going to go ahead and clear off this sketch and then kind of show you how to read a base for air defenses. So you have like this double stacked air defense area over here, and then you have two corner air defenses at 12 and at 9. So if I fly in from this direction and then fly in here, I'm going to be using these as anchor points to tank everything in this general area on this air defense with that lava hound. Now that's going to buy me some time, especially in this compartment with this wizard tower. It's going to die quickly, but it buys me time to get those loons into these high hit point buildings and get them down with one nice big group of loons. So that's kind of how you read your air defenses. And then the next way you're going to read them is how is it going to make my Lalo flow? Like if I want to fly in from 12 towards 9, but there's no air defense over here at 9, the next air defense is over here at 6, then that first hound, the next one is going to go this way. And I'm not going to have any coverage over here. And that's when you start looking at things like the Stone Slammer with some loons to kind of tank for it, because you're not going to get that hound to go that way. But if you don't have that option, then it's not really ideal to fly that way. You want those anchor positions throughout the base. Ideally, the way it looks when you have a perfect base setup is you have an anchor here, you have an anchor here, you have an anchor here down south, and you fly like this. Fly into 9, fly into 6. And everything kind of just pass in this L shape right here. Just like that. So that's the ideal situation. And give me 1 second, guys. What's up, baby?
Can't sleep.
Okay, just go watch your tablet, okay? Sorry about that, guys. I'm watching the kids while I'm doing this recording. Anyway, so that's your ideal pathing. And what you're looking for with those air defenses is where are they tanked? So if I'm flying in here and I'm using this as an anchor, I have to realize that this first hound is not going to last very long under fire with this air defense and a single inferno, but it does give me enough time that if I get a haste spell in this general area, I can get into the wizard tower and the inferno tower quick enough to where that hound will last me long enough, and then have that second hound flying here while I Lalo this way, supporting these loons by cutting this funnel here and heading in while these loons are cutting in this way, right? So that's the idea with the Lalo. It's all about supporting your main pack of loons as they fly through the base. Now we're going to start looking at the replay and just start breaking down piece by piece what he did as far as loon drops, as far as troop composition. You can see here he's bringing 3 hounds, and I'm going to get into why he's bringing the 3 hounds once he gets to that portion. But we're going to talk about the Sui first, right after he gets done doing his zaps. And these zaps were just insane. I mean, he doesn't get the RC. He gets the queen, but the RC has like a sliver of health left. And he's bringing a headhunter just in case. Doesn't really need it. But he's going to go in here. He's going to start off by bringing his RC. And what the RC is going to do is clear this little ring of defenses, right? So she takes a weird path. She ends up going to this cannon over here first. And she breaks the funnel, but is not going to end up getting the expo, which is fine. But you see, now that she has cut off this compartment here and got that air defense, he, 1, doesn't have to worry about that air defense pulling his hound off. 2, as he wraps his king this way, he can sneak in, get a wall break here, step in and get the scatter shot, and he can get the town hall. Now, if you look at the base without these 3 defenses, what you're actually looking at is, let's go like this. You're looking at that L shape, right? So that's what he's doing with this Sui. So if you can make that L shape by suing the town hall, getting the heroes on the zaps and stuff, and flying your hounds in the way that you want him to come in, like a good pathing, obviously he's not going to have to deal with the sweeper as his loons come into base. So he's going to create very, very strong pathing as he flies to this base. Wife's checking on the kids. All right, so that's the idea behind the Sui. Now the Sui is very important because without the proper Sui, usually Sui Lalo doesn't work out very well. But as I said, you're getting very high target buildings here, and then actually what's going to happen is the king is going to aggro in and break through this wall, and his queen is going to be able to take down this air defense. So it's just going to solidify this L even more. Okay, so let's just keep watching with the Sui. Notice he only has 3 haste and 2 free spells. It's kind of the traditional comp for the Zap Lalo. but you're going to see that he didn't even need to bring those. So king's doing his thing. You would think that his next target would be the storage, but he's going to actually wrap back in. But he's created a good enough funnel for the queen that she's going to go ahead and step in and get what she needs to get from this inside compartment. King's going to beat through this wall because the king just does ridiculous things sometimes. And it's, in my opinion, it's always worth going a little bit heavy on the Sui just to ensure that you get what you need, whether it be funneling or tanking for your queen with like an ice golem. But here, the king kind of stepping in is going to open up the value that his queen is going to get. All right. So let's look at the initial loon drops. As you can see, he's getting his warden down early, and he's doing 2 big groups of loons coming from 12 o'clock on his base. Now, he's flying his first pack into here, and I believe he put down something like 5 and 5. Okay, now remember when I said it takes at least 5 balloons to get through here with 1 hit, and 5 to get through here with 1 hit. Now it only takes 2 to get down a 2 to take down a mortar in 1 hit, and 3 to take down a cannon. So he's really doubling up on what he needs here. But what this is going to actually allow him to do as his hound comes in here and takes down these traps is he's going to be able to work all these buildings at the same time and come through this base. So he's not dropping just enough loons to get down the initial mortar and the cannon. He's planning to drop enough loons to not only get through here, but to also get through every building in this compartment, right? So just like that. So when he's planning these drops, he knows that up here he's going to need at least enough loons to get through this Inferno Tower and this Wizard Tower. And he's only going to need that 1 hound to get initially into this compartment. So let's go look. Get a blanket, baby. Brings in the next hound. And I'm go grab it from upstairs, baby. So these loons are coming in here. These loons are going to be coming in this direction. And they're going to also come in this direction too. So the next closest building will be the Inferno Tower for these 2 packs. So he brings in another 4 to direct target this air defense. And that's going to let all these loons group up here and move this way. Now he's got 16 left. And like I said, this initial hound is going to pop quickly under this air defense and Inferno Tower. So he brings in another hound just to make sure he tanks this Wizard Tower here. Now, the biggest threats on the back side of this base are in this compartment because the Eagle and the Air Expo have a lot of HP and they do a lot of damage, right? And you also have this back end Wizard Tower. So as these loons are flying through here, you're going to see that this storage is going to cause these loons to start peeling off this way, and a few of them are going to start peeling off this way. So that's where you're going to get like your first split. And the way you try to avoid that is he's going to fly in his next hound. He's going to do 3 loon packs in here. Now again, only need 3 here, only need 3 here, only need 2 here, or 3 here. So 3, 6, 9. He's got 16 left, so that's going to leave him more than enough. But he's going to go a little bit heavier because any traps here that a loon eats, say you eat some, some SAMs or something with the loon as it flies in on this archer tower, then you don't have enough to clear the archer tower, and this archer tower stays up, then it's going to throw off pathing all the way through this compartment. So you need to make sure you drop enough to get all of these down, and you want to fly that hound to a point where it's going to pull any traps that are in between these defenses, right? So that's the whole purpose of flying that hound first, is to make sure you're getting in there to those defenses. So first hound pops, Eagle Shells don't hit anything because he led in with the hound. Gets that first haste down, always hasting, not hasting just to make things go faster, but he's hasting in order to get through buildings that can cause his Lalo a lot of damage, and that Wizard Tower can cause a lot of damage. But as you can see here, just like I said, this is where the split comes in. So he's already got loons coming in here to break this funnel. Now these loons are inevitably going to get this cannon down, but if he can get this bomb tower and this archer tower down, these loons are all going to go in here, right? Following that next hound. And as they come through here, the next stop is going to be directly into the Eagle. This Expo is targeting this Lava Hound. So these loons are going to be able to sneak in here and converge right here on top. Now he found a Tesla farm down here, which isn't ideal, but eventually you're going to find that Tesla farm. So he starts dropping in 3 loons, 3 loons, 3 loons, just to make sure he has enough to not only get to the Tesla farm, but to the buildings that he was looking to get on the backside. Now, when you're dealing with a Tesla farm and you don't have a lava hound to tank for him, you're inevitably going to lose some troops, especially because Tesla farms are a popular spot to put red bombs. So he might not clear exactly what he planned to get through here, especially on a fresh attack, but it's going to be enough to keep his loons moving through right here, right? So he's not going to add many loons to his main group through the support pack, but he is going to make his main group have enough to keep pushing through to this last final compartment where he's dealing with the Inferno, 2 Wizard Towers, and a Scatter Shot, which is a very scary area in the base. But notice he still has his Grand Warden ability. He still has 2 freeze spells and 2 haste spells, and he has a Stone Slammer. So this is already looking really, really good. Finds the Tornado Trap. Again, not ideal. And that RC is going to start causing him problems. But the RC is eventually going to go down. And this is the point in the base where I said, if you didn't break the funnel here on the outer ring, he's going to start having loons kind of converging into one area. So these loons, as they path here, are going to start coming this way. Luckily, he's going to get this sweeper down, and they're going to come back to this expo, which leads to the bomb tower, and his slammer is going to come in here, and he's going to basically get the rest of this with the slammer as these loons kind of catch up to him. So he's using this last slammer almost as a lava hound that dumps a pack of loons out on the backside, right? Still has 2 freeze, has 1 haste, and again, using that haste to get him out of dangerous areas. So into dangerous areas and out of dangerous areas. So he drops this haste here that leads into where the eagle was, and it's also, when they kill the eagle, going to push those loons into these high HP, high damage areas. So that's the proper usage of a haste spell. Again, eagle's not doing much damage. Here comes that slammer acting like the lava hound, and drops a dragon and 5 loons. And you're going to see here that as everything is tanking, meeting up in the bottom, he drops a couple cleanup loons down there to get that mortar just to correct pathing. And he's actually going to swag 2 spells and his Grand Warden ability. Plenty of cleanup. Doesn't really need the spells. But that's a properly executed Lalo plan. Obviously, as bases get more difficult, traps get better, layouts get more difficult to get SUI value, stuff like that. But that is the idea that you are looking for when you're coming through with these Lalos. You just have to remember that when you're doing these attacks, and it's really easy to forget. Let's just get back into the replay and pause it. The basics of the Lalo are 1, getting the heroes, dealing with the CC, figuring out where your SUI is going to get, whether it be I'm suing for the Town Hall because it's very high value, especially around like this scatter shot, but I'm also looking for pathing. And the reason why I say pathing is important is because if he did a SUI for, let's say, this eagle, and he only cleared this area because he couldn't get, he had like a wall break fail or something, if this area is still up, then he actually still has a ring base going on. It's just a smaller ring, but he never actually broke the funnel because he can't fly in here because there's no air defense. So he has to fly in here, just kind of suicide some loons in here. They're all going to die. And then he's going to have a pack of loons come in here, not going to make it through the Town Hall or the scatter shot. So the Lalo is going to burn out. So he has to break the funnel somewhere. And the place to break the funnel on this base was definitely the Town Hall and the scatter shot, because of not only the value that they garner, but the SUI value opens up. You can almost see, if I just trace where the defenses don't go out any further, they open up like this really wide donut shape. But as you start trimming it to like actually match the defenses, it becomes much smaller. So again, as you start trimming it, you know, this is a ground expo, so the loons are going to path there, but they're actually not going to do much. It's not going to take much to get those down. And then he's taking these all out with his RC. So you can actually see it's very tight pathing, right? And you can even start crossing out some of the defenses that he's actually not going to have to take down with the Lalo in order to make it work. and you can see that everything in here that he's getting in a line is going to be going down pretty much at the same time. And that's what you want. You want your support loons to ensure that your main group, as it comes through, is not only going to make it through the base. Obviously, you want your main group to make it, but as he does his initial 10 and then 15 loons here, now he has 15 loons traveling this direction. He's going to be using these other loons, these 9 from up top, to not only clear this funnel, but now in his main pack, any loons that he's lost, he's reinforced with more. So you're like constantly adding reinforcements. Same from this top side, and then same from the slammer. Slammer's going to add them down here, and everything is going to kind of just push in this base together. And he never really loses the pathing for his main pack of loons. So that's kind of a quick guide. I'm trying to keep this around 25 minutes. I hope it helps some of you guys out. I know Sui Lalo is very difficult. The zaps make it a lot more accessible, especially on like older meta bases. But if you can find bases like this, as you practice them, you'll start getting better at the Sui, start getting better at reading the bases for good Lalo pathing, and then eventually the zaps, you won't need to get so much value out of the zaps in order to make it a plausible attack. So I really hope that helped, guys. I always enjoy making good Lalo videos. Bad Boy just put on one hell of an example here. Not very often you see a max 13 go down without having to use your Warden ability and 2 spells. So nice hit to him and good win for the guys. We are now 3-0 in WCL, and we're looking at win number 4 to our repertoire next week. And then we have CML tomorrow, which we are looking to go 4-1. So things are looking really good for Wales right now, and you know, it's a great time to join if you're looking for a clan. So if you're Town Hall 13, whether you have league experience or not, come try out. The recruitment link is in the description. Come join our recruitment server. We'll get you a tryout, see how you're doing, and see if you can get in the clan and join the action. I just want to say thank you guys again, all the subscribers, all the people in my Discord server. You're really helping me out. And a big shout out to my wife. She's going to be editing this tonight. It'll come out tomorrow when I'm at work. So hope to see you guys commenting. I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know what you think. And of course, as always, I will see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy.